Amy Steinberg. I'm so happy to be with you today, CSL-LA. I'm going to start us off with a sing-along. It's one of my tunes. It's so simple, and I invite you to sing because it's good for you. It goes like this. I light up the world with my light. 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 You got it? Sing it with me. I light up the world with my life. I light up the world with my light. I light up the world with my light. I light up the world with my light. Now think of somebody that you know that shines their light so bright and sing it for them. You light up the world with your light. 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 Now let's think about this community. We light up the world with our light. 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 We light it up, 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 we light it up. Light up the world, we light it up, 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 we light it up. Light up the world, yeah. Try to sing that, it's really fun to sing. Get your articulatory tools moving. We sing it like this. We light it up, 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 we light up the world. Last time we light it up, we light it up, we light it up, we light it up, we light it up. We light up the world, I light up the world with my light. 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 Good morning.
Good morning. You've certainly lit up my world. What a
Yay!
great sing-along. Yeah, good morning, Amy Steinberg.
Good morning.
And happy Sunday to you. It's actually afternoon, I believe. Good afternoon to you, Amy Steinberg.
That's
In
right,
the
North
land of
Carolina here.
Asheville, in the land of Asheville, North Carolina, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, I love it. So, how are you this Sunday? Sunday.
I'm excited to be here with you, to be
Good.
honest, and to get a great message and to get that, that spiritual food. I'm
Good.
looking forward to it.
I'm
I'm
happy to share
hungry.
with you. Share to do it with you as well. It's been a while. So when I was speaking earlier when we did a sound check, I love the shift in your background now that you've moved in your studio and you can just see and feel all the creativity that's coming out of it.
I hope it's not too messy for those who are
It's not.
watching.
It's fabulous. It's. I was looking at it as I was singing along to "I Light Up the World in My with My Light" at the one over your right shoulder, which has that little swirly thing that's very bring you into Batman and Robin era. So, but I love it.
I
Come
love
into
it.
the Batcave, my dear, and we'll work with your mind. So,
Ooh.
exactly. I love it. Well, what a joy it is to have you with us today, and I look forward to sharing this time and this space with you. So,
Same.
you're welcome. So, see you in a bit.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Dr. Keith Cox. I'm the spiritual leader here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Los Angeles. It's Sunday, November 19th in the year 2023. And I welcome you into our virtual space as we have our morning celebration service. It's an honor and a privilege to share this time and space continuum with you on this day. And I want to affirm for you, whether you're joining us through Zoom or through YouTube and or through any other format at a later date, that I affirm exactly where we each are in this moment. We are in the perfect and right place to awaken and invite in our divinity in a new way, to honor that power and the presence that exists within each and every one of us, the creative force of life itself. And through this journey of receptivity and awakening, we have the opportunity, as Amy's wonderful song just shared with us, to light up the light of life and to honor that in others and receive that in others. And so today, let's let today be a day of inspiration. Inspiration coming from the Latin word meaning to receive and then to shine our light. Let's do that today. As we are always on the journey here at the Center for Spiritual Living Los Angeles of supporting individuals finding their personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening. You let that spiritual awakening just be a settling in at a minimum inside our being to a remembrance of who we are, to make a choice in our day to day, to not let anything that seems to be out of sync with our divinity to bother us, to live a life of being unbothered. And so thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing this time and for going along this journey that we're on together. I'm going to place on the screen our opening slides, and we'll move right into that as we continue our morning. And where did here we go. There we go. You think after all this time, one would have perfected technology, but technology is always changing, and I'm at a place in my life where I've decided to try not to get bothered when it's not working, but to just be appreciative that it exists. Once again, we are a community that celebrates individuals finding their personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening. As we say hello to each one of you today, let's choose to affirm together that it is indeed a happy day, that we are a recipient and a giver of love. In our teaching, The Science of Mind, love is described and defined by Dr. Ernest Holmes as the self-givingness of spirit, whose desire is to create more of itself out of itself, and it does that by means of you and by means of me. As we feel our human heart opening, as we open to love in that esoteric emotional sense, may we also make a covenant and a commitment to ourselves to open to the agape love, the love of the Spirit. So let's all take a deep breath in together, feeling our heartbeat as we inhale and exhale, feeling the connection of being in that place of welcoming and receiving and honoring. As a community, we welcome all races, all religions, all countries of origins, all sexual orientations, all genders, all abilities. We stand with you and affirm you as the stamp of individuality that Spirit has placed upon itself. You're safe in this environment. I love this graphic of the images of individuals on the screen and how it's both happy and it's fun and it shows the diversity of life itself. And what a reminder for each of us to honor the diversity of life and knowing that yes, we may all look different on the outside, and thank God for that. But inside, we're all the same. We have that pulsating heartbeat of the one life, the one power, the one creative force with the opportunity to feel that essence of spirit that's giving of itself and propagating itself by means of you and by means of me. We know our word has power, as we sang along with Amy just a moment ago. And let's use our words together as we affirm this fabulous affirmation of we welcome one and we welcome all. We are a community that teaches primarily the philosophy, faith, and way of life known as the Science of Mind. This teaching is a way of living that we have the opportunity forever and infinitely return to our source, the thing itself, the divine within us, and reflect its qualities, which are peace and power and beauty and joy and light and life and love and wisdom. At a minimum, those are its qualities. How do we do that? We do that through our thinking, through our acting, through our reacting, our interacting with life itself, through tending to our way of being in the world, in the way of being with ourselves. Why is that important? It's important because we live in a universe that's governed by spiritual law, meaning that it responds to us by corresponding to that state of being. So many times that's considered great news, and so many times that seems to be enslaving us to fear of how to navigate, to express, to give, and what we've done prior to this moment. It's important to know that this law of life and this principle of creation is not bound by the past, not bound by what it's to create in the future. It's not bound at all, it's boundless. So it's infinite by nature, meaning that the possibilities and the probabilities are not measured. So we bring that back to a very basic, fundamental approach. What does that mean? It means that we get to start anew right where we are right now, every time. Let's do that by opening ourselves up to the power and the presence of the divine. You've heard me say our vision statement several times already, which is supporting individuals finding their personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening. One of the great ways that you and I have to support that is to move through a ritual, knowing that each time we come into this ritual, we're meeting it with a new state of mind, because we've never been in this state of mind before. And we also have choice. And within that choice, we can make a decision as to what vibratory energy of consciousness, awareness that we would like to hold. Today I would like for us to hold an act of gratitude, forgiveness, thanksgiving, and receptivity. We get to experience that by calling in the light. We've already sung about the light itself. We look at this flickering flame on the screen. It reminds us of the energy of light, which is fueled by the energy of life. And the spiritual truth that we approach and teach and express and know to the best of our ability, and then know to the best of our ability, is that all that energy and that light and that life is all one thing. It's the divine doing its thing through each and every one of us. Calling in the light. We perform this ceremony, this ritual, to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths and all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. The purpose of this ritual is to draw into our gathering this morning a more conscious awareness of our oneness and the qualities that we possess as complete expressions of the divine. Right before we went live, I was listening to the news and Fareed Zakaria, and he was speaking of the deal is closer than ever before for the release of the hostages. And let's all affirm together that we honor the light in each of those individuals right now. I'm going to share with us both a Buddhist prayer this morning and one from Rumi. The Buddhist prayer is, may all beings everywhere plagued with sufferings of body and mind quickly be freed from their illnesses. That's mentally, physically, and emotionally. May those frightened cease to be afraid, and may those bound be free. May the powerless find power, and may people think of befriending one another. May those who find themselves in trackless, fearful wilderness, the children, the aged, the unprotected, be guarded by beneficial celestials, and may they swiftly attain Buddhahood, the awakening that we speak of earlier. Continuing this, let's remember as we call in the light to hear this prayer by Rumi, and let it be a guide for us today. I prayed for change, so I changed my mind. I prayed for guidance and learned to trust myself. I prayed for happiness and realized I'm not my ego. I prayed for peace and learned to accept others unconditionally. I prayed for abundance and realized my doubt kept it out. I prayed for wealth and realized it is my health. I prayed for a miracle and realized I am the miracle. I prayed for a soulmate and realized I'm the one. I prayed for love and realized it's always knocking, but I have to allow it in. As we close out this ritual of calling in the light, Amy's going to come on and take us through the song, the chant, O Holy Light. I invite you to chant along and let that be a guide for calling in this love that's knocking on our being.
I am holy light. I am holy light. I am holy light. I am one with God. Sing it with me. I am holy light. I am holy light. I am holy light. I am one with God. I am one with God. Let's sing it one more time. I am holy light. I am holy light. I am holy light. I'm one with God. I am one with God. I am one with God. I am one with God. Once more. I am one with God.
And so it is.
So it is.
That chant has such power of I am holy light, I am one with God. Thank you, Amy. Quite wonderful, quite wonderful. I trust that each one of you are continuing, as we have been all month, to make the choice to remember that we are in gratitude, a play on words for gratitude as we move into this month of Thanksgiving. We're here. It's going to be this week, the day of Thanksgiving in the United States of America, and to constantly and continually make a choice to tune in and then tune in and then tune in to that prayer for peace, to be peace, to express the power to the best of our ability. And when I say to the best of our ability, meaning that not shooting for perfection of expression of our divinity, but for setting the intention to be the best that we can be, and then allow the law of life to respond to that, and know that the perfection of the divine that exists is not an external experience. It's an internal way of being. It's an energy that's within us. And so our role is to reveal that. So I'm glad you're all here today. Amy is going to sing another song for us right now, and I'm going to invite her back on the screen, and she will share with us what that song is and anything we want to know about it.
Well, it's so interesting because I had planned on another song, but then when I was thinking about gratitude, I remembered that a long time ago I wrote the song called Life is Great. So it's a real simple song. It can be kind of a sing along. So if you're feeling it, and the lyrics are life is great, feel the love resonate. Life is great, listen in and celebrate. So
take it away.
Life is great, feel the love resonate. Life is great, listen in and celebrate. Life is great, feel the love resonate. Life is great, listen in and celebrate. Yeah, don't you love that? I wrote it for a choir. Sing it with me. Life is great, feel the love resonate. Life is great, listen in and celebrate. Life is great, feel the love resonate. Life is great, listen in and celebrate. Celebrate, celebrate. Can you hear the beat of life? Everywhere you go, sing, life is great, feel the love resonate. Life is great, listen in and celebrate. Life is great, feel the love resonate. Life is great, listen in and celebrate. Gonna celebrate, we're gonna celebrate. Can you hear the beat of life? Everywhere you go. Can you hear the beat of life as we're singing, we're living, we're loving in the flow. Life is great. Life is great. Life is great. Life is great. Say it, life is great. My life is great. I'm grateful cause my life is great. Said, life is great. Feel the love resonate. Life is great. Listen in and celebrate. Life is great. Feel the love resonate. Life is great. If you're watching with somebody or if you're just by yourself, just say out loud in the room a few great things about your life. What's great? You can always find something great. My house is great. My creativity is great. Life is great. We're going to sing it one more time. Life is great. Feel the love resonate. Life is great. Listen in and celebrate. Life is great. Feel the love resonate. Life is great. Gonna listen in and celebrate. Wasn't that fun?
So much fun.
Right?
And such a great example of trusting your intuition, right? So switch things up when you need to. And then you addressed in the end what I was going to say in the sense of that, sometimes it's hard to believe that life is great if there's stuff going on, right? Like we were talking about earlier today, like Dr. Walker used to always say, all God's children got stuff. Like we all got stuff going on. And in the midst of that stuff, right, we can affirm life is great, not out of a spiritual bypass or airy fairy place of like, well, denying what's going on, but to help shift our awareness of the power that is within us, which is the power of healing. That's what that power, its nature is healing. And it's through that shift, then it gives us the ability to move through that moment to the next moment in the best state of mind as possible. That's really I think that's one of the most core elements of our teaching.
I totally agree.
Good. Good. All right, see you in a bit. So speaking of spontaneous, I'm going to share with us something that's both spontaneous, my interaction with it, the thing itself, while sharing some slides that we've had before. Today I felt really called to have a day of Rumi. We've had days of Rumi before online, and we're going to repeat them and trust that it is the perfect and right thing for us to do today so that we hear something, feel something that sparks within us a remembrance of how to navigate life itself as spiritual beings on this pathway of awakening and then awakening and awakening. Rumi. I so remember being introduced to Rumi by the one and only Reverend David Leonard, who just lives for the writings of Rumi, and which are so both esoteric and profound at the same time. And so today I'm going to share quotes of Rumi and riff on them to create a message that's going to inspire each of us, I believe. Let's know who Rumi was if you don't. Jalaluddin Rumi was considered and is considered one of the great spiritual masters of poetic geniuses of humankind, and the Malevi Sufi order was founded to follow his teachings. He was born in the year 1207 in the 13th century in Balkh, in what is now considered present-day Afghanistan, to a family of learned theologians. He escaped the Mongol invasion, and his family traveled extensively to Muslim lands, performing pilgrimages to Mecca and visited Medina, and brought his family to Urzikan, then Karaman, while he studied at the Halaveye school. In 1228, he would have then been 13 and 8, so that's 21. So at the age of 21, at the invitation of the Sultan of the Seljuks, Aladdin Kekubad, they settled in Konya, Anatolia, which is the present-day Turkey. And he lived there for quite a while. He's called Rumi, meaning Anatolian, because of his life in that place. That was the origin or the geography, the place where he lived. He passed away in 1231, a very young age, and his father passed away in 1231, and Rumi succeeded him as a professor in religious sciences at the largest theological school in Konya. Only 24 years old, Rumi was already an accomplished scholar in religious and positive sciences. He died on the 17th of December in 1273 in his town of Konya, where he spent most of his adult life and composed all of his works, and where his tomb lies today. There are multiple books written and published of his poetry and his writings and his approach to life. The first quote that we have for Rumi is, "Life is a balance between holding on and letting go." This statement is so profound for us in this teaching, because one would oftentimes may even argue that we live in a world of opposites, of where we know that we are one with the divine as the divine, and our role is to affirm this divinity, just as Amy was singing in the song Life is Great. While at the same time, we need to let go of our attachment to the experiences of life, the physical things, as well as old ideas, so that we may evolve in consciousness and broaden, expand our consciousness, and lay upon that, if you will, take our consciousness and lay upon that. I'm saying that metaphorically, with the law of creation in life, so that it may bring forth through us experiences life that are reflective of our newfound evolved state of mind. So while we are to hold on to the ability to evolve and grow and to think and to be, and even oftentimes hold on to that in a state of beliefs that what is possible is probable, while letting go of the how and the why that is to unfold. And it's through that release that there's a shift in our being. A faith really is required, a trust is required for that to become form in our life. One of the things that I believe is critical in this teaching for each and every one of us, each and every moment, to the best of our ability, and each and every day, is to be able to hold an idea, a big idea, in regards to monumental experiences, if you will, accomplishments, if you will, things that we set objectives and goals on, while at the same time understanding that what we're really here to do is to fine-tune our thinking and our approach to life, our actions, reactions, interactions with life itself, moment by moment. It's because it's in that moment by moment where we strengthen our state of being, our state of mind, our foundation in consciousness, which prepares us for, lack of a better term, we get to experience that when a quantum leap happens, when that which had been seemed improbable and impossible becomes real in life. On my social media feed yesterday, there was a pop-up from Mary Mannon Morrissey, who was talking about, and she's a great metaphysical teacher, really of the 20th century. She's still working in the 21st century, but her whole idea was about dream life into being. Not just esoteric, sleepy dreaming, but imagine it, dream it into being. And as I heard her voice pop up, and I didn't even think I followed her on social media, as it popped up, I thought, I know that voice. And I started listening to her, and I flashed back to being in workshops that she had given in the early 2000s. And it's funny, Amy and I were talking this morning about ministry, coming into ministry, and whether we had the call or not. And I remember in the course with Reverend Morency, it was about stating what your dreams are without understanding what they've been. I remember standing up and stating my dreams to be the minister to run the teen camps for Centers for Spiritual Living and to take it abroad, the Malawi project. And so there was, the initial was 2 years later it came into being, and the other was probably 4 or 5 later. I'd forgotten about that journey, and what was required of me in all of that was to set the intention, to hold the idea, and then to let go of how it showed up, how spirit works out the components of bringing into form and experiencing that which is reflective of that dream, desired, higher idea, really, and letting other people hold that for me when I couldn't hold it for myself. Hope that helps us all. So our role here is to hold on to spiritual truth and to let go of anything that's contrary to that. Our next Rumi quote is, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I'm wise, so I'm changing myself. Exceedingly profound words. And the gist of that is, as a practicing metaphysician for all of us, I think when we first read, I'll speak that when I first read that, I think, well, I still want to change the world, but not from a place of ego. The changing of the world where I'm at through wisdom is understanding the force of creation and the laws of life that exist. And so the wisdom is understanding that it's through the changing of oneself, through my awareness, through my alignment, through my acceptance of that which is and how the universe works. Not only am I changing myself by means of revealing my divinity and sort of say exorcising my demons, but in many ways that is in essence what we're looking to do. And then understanding with the most clarity that I have and be willing to have, when I say I mean for each one of us, to understand that there are these laws that are working. And so by changing myself, the external must change. Oftentimes it's going to be our perception that changes, but it doesn't matter because our experience changes. And as long as our experience is changing, reflective of our evolving consciousness, that is the journey. That's the objective of what we're here to do. We do that by putting into motion this next quote. I say putting into motion, meaning of listening to it, understanding it, knowing it, reaffirming it, affirming it, questioning it, and then accepting it again. This quote is, my soul is from elsewhere, I'm sure of that, and I intend to end up there. As I read that, what I think of, and invite you to think with me, and as I look into this graphic, this beautiful piece of art of, we're assuming that would be considered Rumi, in a rowboat, not so much about the boat or the wood or the oars or the garment, but the stars in the sky and the energy that's the composition of those stars. My ideology is that that's where my soul came from, the energy of those stars, the stardust of life. And when I desire to end up there in this quote, it's not end up there necessarily in physical form. It's returning to source in my sense of being, my sense of awareness, my sense of knowing, my sense of allowing that to be a truth within me, and to allow that for the soul, S-O-L-E, purpose of my soul, S-O-U-L, apostrophe S, is purpose, which is to reflect itself. And if one's questioning that, I sound like a British man right now. If one's questioning that, if I'm questioning that, if you're questioning that, that's okay. The key is to stay on that journey of contemplation and questioning until your soul, SOUL, answers that. It's through that affirmation and reaffirmation and expression and affirming and chanting it and opening up to that that it presents itself more and more and more and more to the point where the intention of ending up there must become manifest. The soul's awakening. So our goal then and our objective is to stay tuned in to the oneness of life, that energy that created the wood, the garment, Rumi, the water, the sky, you, and me, and all expressions of life. Our next quote is, "Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond." Thank you, Rumi. And thank you, Rumi. We'll go with that. Sounds like he's wagging his finger a bit at us. And he is in some way, while at the same time, what he's telling us is to keep our eyes open, to keep our mind open, to keep our heart open. That whatever's showing up in life, including individuals, are a reflection of the law of life manifesting life and reflecting back to us who and what we are as spiritual beings. And to just understand that everything that's shown up hasn't shown up necessarily for them to be the guide. What he means is that we get to look at the external and reflect to that as, what do I know myself to be? Amy and I were having a conversation earlier about, she says, so one of the themes of many metaphysical ministers that she knows is when the student comes to the minister all bothered and freaked out and dealing with life stuff, the minister stays grounded. They're not bothered. And it's not just because, well, a lot of it's because they are practicing ministers. But the reason that that happens is because these individuals, when problems are being thrown at them by individuals, we're trained to know truth. We're trained to stay centered. We're trained to understand that it's by turning inward that one finds the answers, not turning outward. So to not get caught up in the chaos of what's going on in the external, one can observe it, one can honor it, one can have compassion for it, one can emit compassion for it, while at the same time continually to turn inside and affirm, I am expressing the light of life, that I am right now returning to that soul's energy from which I came, and let it be the guide for how I engage with that which has shown up in my life. We have an affirmation in our teaching that I remember from, I started to say my childhood, but it's in my spiritual development childhood that I remember hearing when I first started going to the Church of Religious Science in the early 80s. And Dr. Kennedy Schultz would he'd lean on this podium and shake his finger. And he was doing that, wagging his finger a little bit at, like, listen to me, but it was his way of emphasizing what was truth. And he would, it's like I can feel him as they say this, say, all is well. And I remember in my mind, I would think, what drugs is he on? Like, look around the world, all is not well. Like, it's the opposite of well, right? But I've learned over time, it's that internal sense of calm and peace that helps us be strengthened, as I said earlier, to engage in these situations, to approach life from that perspective, to know that, God, I'm just having a flashback of Dr. Walker again, who used to say, don't tell your God how big your problems are. Tell your problems how big your God is. It's that. That's it. That's it. That's it. Boy, it seems to be an energetic thing of my spiritual angel. Well, I am channeling, so it's my spiritual angels coming back to me, which there again, thank you, Rumi. He tells us here then what we have to do is to keep breaking our heart until it opens. Meaning that it's that forever chipping away. You know, if you look at artists, sculptors who do incredible work, it's the chipping away of what isn't necessary to reveal their vision. That's the same for us in regards to chipping away that which isn't love, the self-givingness of spirit. Heart, in this sense, is the symbol for the container where love is. And it tells us we have to open that because it does us no good if the container is closed. It only does us good as far as it's serving us love if we allow it to give of itself, to itself, through itself, as itself, so that it may propagate itself. And it does that as you, and it does that as me. Not just theoretically. It does that as you and as me experientially. It does that through the exchange of energy. It does that when we're willing to let the souls of those who show up in our life be the guide for our awakenings. It does that when we're willing to hold on to that which is dear to us, our awareness of who and what we are, while letting go of our attachment to how we want it to look. Right? So that's the breaking open of the heart. It's the presence of love. It's the feelings of that energy that's birthing out of itself more of what it is. Rumi tells us that if we want the moon, I love this quote. If you want the moon, do not hide from the night. If you want a rose, do not run from the thorns. If you want love, do not hide from yourself. What's he telling us there? I think he's telling us a couple of things. He's saying it's okay, not only just okay, that you got to go into the darkness sometimes in life. And you may experience darkness. It's there where the reflection of source is, the moon. And we all know that when we look at the moon, it appears as if the moon is ever changing. But it's not. It's our perspective of the moon that's changing. It's our position that's changing. It's not changing. It's still a sphere. And it's still reflecting the light of life, source, the divine. He tells us here, if you want a rose, do not run from the thorns. In other words, stay engaged even with that which can cause us discomfort. If you want love, do not hide from yourself. In other words, we've got to stay in the journey, in the process of this awakening of our heart. It's part of it. It must happen. We've already done that one. There we go. And so what he tells us next is that it's out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing. There's a field, and I'll meet you there. He's reminding us that we are indeed all on a journey of finding personal self-empowerment through our spiritual awakening. He's saying there is this place of connection where he'll meet us, where we can be judgment-free. He, not the individual that lived in the 13th century, but he, the essence of the divine. That which is speaking truth, that which is being the channel, if you will, for the higher idea. It's that which is transcendent of right and wrong, good or bad. It's that place where the all is well exists. And it's always there for you and it's there for me. I love his visual in the way that he describes it because he says it's beyond our ideas. In other words, it's beyond all those machinations of our monkey mind that is always chattering and yammering and just won't shut the hell up sometimes. There's a place. he tells us it's a field, but it's an internal place to go within and open up to the essence of the energy of I am that I am, that I am, and then open up and allow that to make itself known. Amy and I were also talking earlier about that, as I've said earlier, the call to ministry. And I said, my advice is to not try to find it, just live. It will. If it's there for you, it will show up. It won't necessarily do it on a Tuesday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and it may not do it when you have to fill in the blanks on an application, what it is, but it will. If it's yours to have, I mean, that call, that identity, that experience in life, whether it doesn't matter what it is, whatever it is that's right for you will show up. That's the nature, the foundational nature of this philosophy, faith, and way of life. If we don't believe that and agree with that and intend on that and practice that, the whole shebang falls apart. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there's a field, and I will meet you there. That I that he speaks of is there. Let's you and I allow it and find it and revel in it when it shows up. And he tells you just what I was saying in this next quote. What you seek is seeking you. So simple. And yet that's a big idea, ladies and gentlemen, everyone in between and beyond. That is a notch in the conscious evolution of being spiritually awakened to this way of being, of practitioners of the faith of the science of mind. To know with the depth of your being what you are seeking is seeking you. He said this in the 13th century, everyone. And it's still true in 2023. The key to this happening, the seeking, that which you seek is seeking you, becoming made manifest in life, is receptivity. It's being open. It's trusting that it's coming your way and knowing that when it meets, it's a magnetic attraction and it comes into being. Sorry for the smack on the microphone, but I did it for effect. That when it shows up in the world of effect, E-F-F-E-C-T, it's there as a vibratory fit, two pieces of a puzzle coming together. And you enjoy it while it's there, and you live it and you experience it, whether that's monetary or it's health or it's relationships or it's wealth or it's peace of mind. But also know that because it's all energy and it's all moving, it's also incumbent upon us to be willing to let it go when it's no longer a fit. With the depth of knowing and faith and trust that the next expression of the divine in form is also seeking you, as it is you are seeking it. It's a journey. It's our vision statement, a journey of finding empowerment through spiritual awakenings. It's about each and every magnetic attraction to, when I say attraction, meaning connection, of giving us power, of knowledge. Knowledge, not intellectual knowledge, but knowledge of almost cellular DNA knowledge, that this is the way life works. Because it's all one. You're not a drop in the ocean, you're the entire ocean in a drop. Also, very simple statement, somewhat esoteric, and yet when we get it, that's that moving up in consciousness. And when I say moving up, meaning to a higher vibratory state of being based on the works of Dr. David Hawkins. So he tells us here, let your life be silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. It will not lead you astray. And he's telling us that both by what you really love as the expression of love, of spirit expressing itself, and of human love, of that which serves your soul, S-O-U-L, but also serves your heart. And on our journey of being spiritual beings, we cannot deny our humanity, and it would be wrong to deny our humanity. It'd be very isolating, quite frankly. So we get to live that balance of letting our divine nature guide our humanity and letting our humanity reflect our divinity. Our objective on this journey is to do that to the best of our ability throughout each day, throughout each moment, throughout each week. And this week, as we move into the week of Thanksgiving, to let this be our guide, to be grateful for our life, every detail of it, and your face will come. Let me just say the thing correctly. Be grateful for your life, every detail of it, and your face will come to shine like a sun, and everyone who sees it will be made glad and peaceful. Over this next week, no matter where you are, what you're doing, or who you're with, let's each make a commitment to be grateful that life is indeed great, no matter what's going on. And to know that, yes, what hurts us can bless us, and that darkness can be our candle. But more importantly, remember that it's the tip of that candle that's where the flame is, and to let the light guide us. He tells us gratitude is the wine of the soul. So go on and get drunk. I affirm for each one of us that we have a fantastic week ahead. We experience and express our gratitude in the most wondrous of ways. And we've now had a greater appreciation for Rumi and how he can guide us in life. I'm grateful for each of you. Thanks for sharing this time with us. Amy's going to come back and share a song with us.
I loved hearing all of that. And the song that felt aligned with all of the quotes sort of put together is this beautiful Eddie Watkins Jr. song, one of my favorites to sing. It's called Flow. Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me, yeah, as I open up to be an expression of your
beautiful. I love Eddie Watkins Jr.'s music.
Me too.
You do it quite proud. Quite.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you staying in Asheville for Thanksgiving
Absolutely.
with your honey bunny?
With my honey bunny, I'm considering making a turkey. I've never done it.
Oh,
I've never done it.
they're really easy. Really easy.
Thrilling.
They're easy. You can do it.
Oh, yeah, you think so? Okay.
Yeah, you can do it. Text me, call me. I'll give you instructions.
Okay, great. Thanks,
Yeah.
honey.
Amy, thank you so much for being here today. Love having you back in the house and sharing your light and your energy and your music and fabulous, fabulous, and then fabulous.
Thank you for having
You're
me.
welcome. You're welcome. A big thank you to Travis, our audio technician and sometimes video technician for supporting us and assisting us through this. And he was so adorable when we did our sound check this morning. Amy came on, everything was right in tune. He was like, wow, good job. So he was attracting that in his world. So thank you, Travis, and thank you, Travis. And he was giving us an update that Andy's doing much better and home now. So for those of you that know Andy Belling, that's great news. And we affirm for each of them that they are going to have a great time. They're going to potentially get out today. So have a great time. Thank you to Robert Hensley, our administrative assistant and social media dude, who also is supporting us through YouTube and getting that set up and being the monitor for all of us. So thank you to both of you for being here today and supporting us. A reminder that this week we have a midweek morning meditation Wednesday morning at 8:30 a.m. Feel free to join us on that, as well as a new thought text for the day goes out each morning at 7:30. Both are great tools to support us on our journey and to remember who we are as divine beings and give us some energy to practice that and ways to do that. So please avail yourself of that. You can find us on all the various social media sites. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, and we have a new Facebook group that's got surveys and questions. We invite you to join those as well. We have a weekly e-newsletter that goes out first part of the week, and it will do that. And sign up for that if you're not receiving that. And I think that's it. You can find information on our website, CSL-LA.org. And I think that's it. We invite you to support our community financially. You can go to our website and do that, or I will put on the screen for us the ways to do that, and know that your support is deeply appreciated and acknowledged. And the ways to do that are on the screen now. You go to our app in the App Store, Center for Spiritual Living Los Angeles. It's right now on the home page. Just click on that, or you can use the website and donate CSL-LA.org, and or mail in a check. Our address is 1200 North La Brea Avenue, West Hollywood, California 90038, or you can call me. My phone number's on the screen, and I can handle it privately for you. Just know that all monies that are donated are deeply appreciated and put to good use, and we are also a tithing community, and 10% of everything that comes in goes back out to support our community and communities abroad to make a difference on our planet. So I'm giving you the option and the reminder to do that right now, and know that that would be greatly appreciated as you do so. We're going to close out with the song Love Is My Decision. Amy's going to come on and sing that for us, and as she finishes that, I will take us out with a spiritual mind treatment. So Amy, take us away.
Y'all know this one. Sing it with me. Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision, and no one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how.
each decide right now to let love be our guide. We say yes to this journey of spiritual awakening. We allow the light of the divine to guide us each and every step of the way. We go deep within our psyche, soul, and being, which are all one thing, and allow this light to rise up within us. It's the confirmation that all is well in life. And then choose to be gentle with ourselves, kind with ourselves, compassionate with ourselves, reverent and respectful as we navigate the journey of our humanity with our divinity and our divinity with our humanity. My beloved dear friend David Leonard calls that the dance of the beloved. We let it be revealed through us. We appreciate the opportunity and we affirm that we're in the perfect and right place, expressing the perfection and wholeness of the divine, letting the law do its thing unencumbered through us. And we say yes, 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 as it does as well, letting it be as we say together, and so it is. Have a fabulous Thanksgiving. Know that you're all loved, appreciated, and celebrated. Share that appreciation with others and share your love for life with others. And then eat some turkey. And if you don't eat turkey, eat some faux turkey. And if you don't eat some faux turkey, eat what makes you happy. Happy Thanksgiving. Peace out. If you're on Zoom, you can stay